In recent years, there has been a technological revolution that has its origins in 1969 with the creation of the Internet by the US Department of Defense, which has promoted the development and massification of new technological devices, such as personal computers, smartphones, and tablets, generating a global and expeditious exchange that possesses a modification of the paradigms of communication. Millions of people around the world, especially adolescents and young people, have been seduced by new technologies and the Internet, incorporating them into their daily lives, communications, and relationships. They bring with them numerous advantages such as improving communications, facilitating the process of socialization through social networking and entertainment. Data from the Pew Research Center show that 77% of Americans connect to the Internet daily, while many believe that surfing the web or watching videos on YouTube is a harmless act. There are some people who spend so much of their time using the computer or the Internet that it has begun to interfere with their daily lives. There are also other consequences. One of them is addictive Internet behavior. This is defined as a pattern of behavior characterized by the loss of control over its use. This behavior gradually leads to isolation and neglect of social, academic, recreational health, and social relationships. Based on what has been presented, I consider that an excessive use of these technologies, instead of helping, can generate problems in self-esteem and how it damages the perspective of young adolescents of themselves and certain standards, such as beauty or how they relate to others. It is important that teenagers understand the consequences and risk of an excessive use of social media and start taking accountability on their use. With the help of two philosophical perspectives, I will develop the argumentation. The happiness of your lives depends on the quality of your thoughts. Stoicism states that only virtue is good and vice is bad, and the things which we normally busy ourselves with are all indifferent. It also teaches development of self control and fortitude as a mean of overcoming destructive emotions. According to CNN, US teens spend an average of more than 7 hours per day on screen media for entertainment, and pre adolescents spend nearly 5 hours a day. This suggests that young people spend a great deal of time checking their cell phones without realizing the possible consequences of excessive use. Heidegger explores the meaning of authentic existence and how to avoid inauthenticity. To live an authentic lifestyle, Heidegger stresses that one must accept one's temporality, listen to one's conscience, and act resolutely while turning away from the verbosity, curiosity, and ambiguity which constitute inauthenticity. On many occasions, young people tend to want to project an image on social networks that is somewhat removed from reality to impress others. Clearly, this brings self-esteem issues and can lead a young individual to question his or her identity at a stage where the individual is still developing. One could very well mention how social networks and new technologies have had an impact on the development of certain skills such as information management, communication, and how teenagers can find people as a role model. However, serious thought must be given to the content being observed and to determine whether it is true or false. Many young people tend to idealize behaviors that are not always appropriate, getting carried away by what is seen on social networks, which are usually full of stereotypes and mockery based on people's physical appearance, can cause some adolescents to develop an eating disorder. In general, new technologies have a very noble purpose, which is to help society. However, we can detect problems that arise from the harmful and irresponsible use of these. In the face of these problems, we can offer proposals based on philosophical ideas and concepts to bring solutions. The philosophical concepts chosen from this apology are important for the problems stated, mainly because one cannot make moral judgments on technology itself, but rather on the people that use them without self control and that may be facing problems of mental health or personal relationships. Everyone has the right and freedom to use their time as they please, but when a person starts to use the phone excessively, it can lead to addiction that can have healthy and social risks. So to prevent this, we must take responsibility in their use.